Right? Wasn't that amazing? How is everybody doing today? Good morning, guys. Welcome to the 26th US Nationals Carrom Championship. Guys, whoever is playing in the back, if you can please stop playing for just a few, maybe 30 minutes or so, and then we can get started at the tournament. Okay, kindly stop playing, and whoever is in the back, if you can kindly come forward towards the podium and take a seat in the front, that'll be really appreciated. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks again. Woo! Are we here today? May I hear a huge cheer? Are we here today? Everyone? That's not good enough, not good enough. Can I hear a huge cheer? Are we here today? That's more like it, guys. That's more like it. Yeah. Does anybody know what is his nickname? Naveen's nickname. Within the organizing committee, who can guess what his nickname is? We call him Mike. This guy doesn't get any mic. Alright guys, welcome again to the 26th US Nationals. Thank you so much for all the chief guests. Our Mayor of Santa Clara, Gilmor, CrossFit athlete and trainer, Medeiros. Thank you so much for being here today. And all the past USCA presidents. Atul Bave, thank you so much for coming all the way. Jaydev Suryadevara, where is Jay? Jay, please come and take a seat in the front. Sam Mallisetti. Thank you, Sam. And all our past champions are here. 4 out of the past national champions, that's right. So our defending champion, Louis is here. Hey Louis Fernandez from Canada. And of course, the big man, Saravanan Chandrababu from Ohio, 11th-time national champion. We had a running joke here. If you guys look at the wall of champions here, the last time we had the US Nationals here was in 2019, right? So this guy has won the US Nationals 11 times, a stunning 11 times. I don't even know anybody else comes close. So we had a joke. If you guys look at the wall of champions, right? It looks like a copy-paste error. S Babu, S Babu, S Babu, S Babu, S Babu, right? And finally, Louis broke that curse last time. And we thought we had fixed the problem. But now it looks like there's a different copy-paste. So it's like L Fernandez, L Fernandez. This guy is now 2 and going for a hat-trick, right? Will we have a new champion this time? Not sure. But these guys are not going to make it easy for anybody else here. Okay, thank you so much for coming here. And thank you also to all the sponsors who are here. I see Vinita from New York Life here. Thank you so much for being here today. And I also see a few guests from AIA, our partners. And thank you, Samir and crew, for our official photographers. Thank you so much. You guys have been fantastic. So, 26th US Nationals Carrom Championship, right? So you guys would think, we've done this so many different times before, what can possibly be new, right? So I'm so amazed to see how many different firsts we have for a 26th US Nationals, right? In no particular order. For the first time ever in the history of US Nationals, we have a full house. We had to hang a sign on the registration page that says house full, sorry, no more registration. Right? And also, for those of you who are here today, you might have seen the program, Carrom 101. Once again, we had a full house for that, right? We literally announced the event a week ago, and we had a max cap of 50 participants, and it was completely taken within 2 days. We had to turn people away for that, right? These are all first. And also, for the first time, I think we have the most number of local players for a national tournament. This time we have 67 players from California. And you guys heard the radio ad play just a few minutes ago, right? I'm sure it has been done a few times before, but this was again phenomenal, right? So we have never done this in the Bay Area locally before. It drove a lot of people to discover Carrom in the US, right? And for the first time, we have so many players who found us through the radio ad, and we're super thankful to them. And we have been making a lot of technology advancements, and you will see more of that coming in the upcoming years. But you already saw a brief glimpse of that with our new website, with the improved registration process, with a lot of self-service functionalities. So there's more of that to come as well. And this is particularly thrilling, and it's amazing to see. I have been playing in the US Nationals for the last 16 years or so, and at least in my experience, I feel it's the first time we have more than 10 women participants on the roster. Double-digit number of women participants. That's always been a personal challenge for me to see how can we get more women players to come and join us. And I'm really, really happy to see that participation is growing as well. And last but not the least, for the first time here, we're going to have live TV broadcast by Willow TV on Sunday. Many of you already know about it. It's a phenomenal partnership. Right? They are going to live stream all the matches on Willow TV, on their app and on their YouTube channel without having to pay. It's going to be streamed for free. Anybody from anywhere in the world can watch all the matches on Championship Sunday live as it unfolds here with live commentary. And you guys may be wondering, why do we have so much open space right here before the boards? Usually we have boards coming, stretching all the way to this podium. That's because we are using this space as the center court for the Sunday's championship matches that are going to be telecast. Right? We do not want to put up all the hardware right now, but when you come here on Sunday, you're going to see all these overhead bridges with spotlights and camera crews and whatnot. It's going to be a completely different setup, right? So I think the stakes are much higher this time. Whoever is I see a lot of people have been practicing super hard. Louis, Babu, you guys have your work cut out, man. You have to earn your spot here on Sunday, right? Okay, and then I've already shared our. So this is the first time for us in the USCA office, right? So we have a 3-year rotating term for the office bearers of the US Carrom Association, and me and my team, we just started our term in the US office this January, right? So I just wanted to make a quick introduction. Most of you already know them. First up, Naveen Chandran, right, our Vice President. And we have Mandar Ashtekar, he's our Secretary and Treasurer. And we have Nani Subbarao, he's our Director of Operations. Right? So these guys have been a phenomenal support system for me. Without them, I cannot really be here and do anything. Right? So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Feeling much more confident with you guys by my side. Right? And then, we already, I shared our newsletter with our vision and strategy for the next 3 years. And it's also, you will find that also in our tournament brochure that you all got when you checked in. But I don't want to go through the full details of what our vision for the next 3 years are. I just wanted to highlight a few basic bullets and then we'll go right into the proceedings of the opening ceremony, okay? So we have a 3-pronged approach in our vision and strategy for what we want to accomplish in the next 3 years. Ultimately, to put it in a nutshell, we want to elevate Carrom and take it to the next level and be considered as a serious professional sport in the mainstream. Right? We want to really change that perception and elevate Carrom to that level. That's our ultimate goal, right? But to achieve that, we have a 3-pronged strategy. The first is to create a well-oiled machinery for Carrom to thrive in the US, right? So apart from the basic housekeeping chores, what that entails is establishing a regional network of clubs and associations. As we can see here, we have people from all over the US and Canada, right? People from everywhere, New Jersey and Texas and Ohio and Canada, so many places, right? We've always had small groups of people who band together and play because they're passionate about the game, right? But only recently we've started putting more structure behind it. We are forming more formal associations and clubs. And it's so amazing to see that we've already started seeing some great advancements on that front as well. Just here today, as an example, we have people from the Northeast US Carrom Association. Shakil, Arshad, Roshan Hussain, Ajay, welcome. And then we have folks from the Westchester Carrom Sports Association from New York. Vinita Bokaria, thank you for being here and representing your club as well. And we also have folks from Virginia, Capital Area Carrom Association, Achyuta and Pranay, welcome. Thank you so much. And we have Edison Lions Carrom Association, Roshan Rauf and Maurice Salim. Thank you guys for promoting Carrom in that area. And last but not the least, we have the Bay Area Carrom Association. Guys, can I please have you guys come up on the stage, please? All the Bay Area Carrom Association office bearers, kindly come up here. Come on over. So, as you guys know, this event here, Rahul, please come on up. As you guys, this event is jointly organized by the US Carrom Association and the Bay Area Carrom Association. Half of the equipment and everything is here, all the efforts. There was literally no line. We have been functioning as one team. Come on, front guys. Yep. It's literally functioning as one team, right? This is just an example of what a local chapter can accomplish in partnership with the federal body that is the US Carrom Association. Right? It's been fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Whatever you see here is the results of 6 months of blood and sweat and tears these guys have been pouring in. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay. So the second pillar in our vision is to establish grassroots to make Carrom a popular sport in the US. Right? So of course it means a number of different things, but I just wanted to highlight 2 key things we want to accomplish on that front. Number 1, we want to triple the number of players who play Carrom in the US within the next 3 years. Right? We already have houseful, we have 136 unique players playing in this tournament alone, but we want to cross 300 within the end of our term. Right? Maybe more than 400, who knows? Right? That's really something we're shooting for. And of course, as evidenced in yesterday's Carrom 101, we really want to instantiate a foundational youth program and bring more kids to discover Carrom. Right? Carrom is one of the best things that kids can play to keep them away from screens and video games and whatnot. It's got so many benefits. Sam can speak about it for hours, but we really want to make inroads in that front as well. You guys will hear more about all kinds of kids coaching camps and other things coming up in the next few months. And the last pillar is to truly make US a powerhouse on the global Carrom arena. On this front, I want to highlight 2 things. What we mean by making US a powerhouse on the global Carrom scene. Number 1, quality of play. We want Carrom players in the US to be as good, if not better, than anybody else in the world. Today, India is the number 1 country in the world for Carrom, right? There's a big divide. We really want to raise the level of play here, right? We want Babus and Louis of this area here to not just be the champions of North America, but the whole world. Okay, that's really something we want to do. And we want to invest in that by conducting more coaching camps and doing everything we can to help you guys improve your quality of play. The second part of that is leading the charge in elevating the game of Carrom to be considered a professional sport, not just in the US, but worldwide. We want to contribute to the game of Carrom and help take it to the next level, not just in the US, but worldwide. Right? That means using advancements in technology, scientific thinking, all of that. Right? So Carrom has been played as a competitive sport for about 75 years now, but still, we've been seeing these kind of developments about live streaming and whatnot only in the last few years, right? So especially during the pandemic, online Carrom was something that's brand new, a concept that was formed. All of that has really taken Carrom forward. It has been accelerating. I think we are truly at the point to take Carrom catapulting forward, right? We really want to accomplish that. So just a brief view of what we want to accomplish in the next few years. I don't want to take too much time and stand in the way of you guys getting into the games. But before that, I would love to invite our chief guest, the Mayor of Santa Clara, Ms. Lisa Gilmor, to come here and say a few words. Thank you so much. So a few words about the Mayor here. I took some notes, Ms. Lisa. So before becoming the Mayor of Santa Clara, she was also a big real estate developer and broker here. She was running a company called Gillmor and Associates, and a family consists of her husband and 3 kids, Kyle, Chloe, and Zachary, 12. And her hobbies are working out, spending time with friends, and playing Carrom.
That's so funny. My kids will be happy you mentioned their names. So, hey, I want to welcome you all to the city of Santa Clara. I'm here to really, I was going to tell you a lot about the city and what's here, the places you can visit, how much fun you can have here. But I've only been here a few minutes, and what I've noticed is that I don't think you're going to leave this room for the next 3 days, because this game that I have just become aware of, I was not aware of it, is truly fascinating. It's truly fascinating. And I was trained this morning by the best, by Sam over here. So I want to say thank you to Sam. And then I heard Babu was looking for a partner. So here I am. I'm ready. I've got the technique. Watch out, please. Watch out. I've got it. So, but in all seriousness, I am really so thrilled to hear about this wonderful sport. And I agree that this should be something that we should really let our youth know about and really advertise this here. Santa Clara is the city, our tagline is the center of what's possible. And I think that having this tournament here for the second time, we are so happy to have you here, that this is an area that I really think this sport can really advance. So I'm so happy to hear that you have all your local participants here, because I think getting together, working with the city, working with all of our businesses here, we are really a business-rich area. We have a lot of high-tech firms and other firms that have their world headquarters here in our small city. We have an NFL stadium. We are building the largest mixed-use development west of the Mississippi, right next door on our golf course. We are an area that treasures and sponsors sports, especially for our youth in our city. 59% of our residents were born outside the United States. So we have a multicultural, multi-diverse area, and this is the perfect type of sport that would really appeal to so many here in our community. Especially because it can embrace any skill level. So I know that you're at the top of your game here. You're going to be the world champions at some point. You hear those two? The world champions at some point. But I think that this is really, really tremendous that you chose Santa Clara for your tournament. And I am just so thrilled to be here this morning. I know you all want to get ready to play, so I don't want to take too long. I just want to say I am so honored to be amongst the best of the best here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor of Santa Clara, Lisa Gilmor, everybody. So, as is our tradition, we're going to have you come down there and do a ceremonial break and declare the tournament open. So, if you could please come with me to board number 82. Babu and Louis, would you guys like to join her?
The two champions and the chief referee.
Yes, absolutely. Chief referee, Mr. Arun Arora.
Champions, please.
Board number 82, right over there. Come on, please.
Yes. You can do from there. Right. Sorry, you can sit down. Put the lamp here. Put it down. So we can cover. Just 1 second. I need my tree. This side is fine. I don't know who's going to do that. Excuse me, you guys. He's our chief referee. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Samir, let us know when you're ready. Yes. Discussion. Yeah. Just give us. I can't see your strike.
Samir, are we ready?
We're ready. Ready, go.
Order. Referee, you may check the validity of the rack and declare when they can start the board.
Yeah. Okay. 26 US It's in fine print. Okay, go ahead.
Are you guys, you're going to finish?
No.
We're just breaking. That's all I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready? Mr. Arun Arora, Chief Referee, kindly check if Louis' break. The racking is perfect. No gaps
You think I can do that?
on the immediate circle.
Of course I can.
All right, Lisa.
Best in the world.
I hope you're ready.
Oh, really? Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
One more time.
I did that on purpose.
Do it again. Do it again. You want me to do it again? Okay.
That was a trial, just to check if Babu was awake.
You get three tries.
Oh.
Yeah, so here we go.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Whoa!
So I hereby declare the 26th U.S. National Carrom Championships open for business.
Thank you, Mayor Lisa Gilmor. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Next up, we're gonna have this amazing goal performance
Sam,
by
take a group picture with her.
Baydhund. Come on up, guys.
Picture.
Baydhund, please take a seat. Please take a seat, or you might stand and dance.
Please take a seat, everyone. This is going to be one rocking opening ceremony, orchestrated by none other than the Baydhund. Please give them a huge round of applause and welcome them here, guys. These guys have put this effort together from early morning. They've been here the first of all of us. And Santa Clara Convention Center has not heard this before, but we'll hear it today. With a huge round of applause, Baydhund.
चालू है स्ट्रीमिंग
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वेषु सर्वदा गणपति बाप्पा मोरया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया
the New Jersey group, right? Atul Bave and Shakil, they did this back in 2021 in the Nationals, and we love the idea so much that we got on. Right? There's nothing I can think of which has a higher energy than a door performance. Thank you guys. This was fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so while we are getting ready, let me, before we bring our next speaker, our special guest to the stage, Carrom, right, we all know, is equal parts mental as it is physical, right? So we've always wondered it would be fantastic if we get some tips on sports psychology for playing Carrom and Carrom tournaments, right? And the second part also is the Carrom is not often seen as a very physical sport either. It's seen as a very sedentary sport. It's simple play. The significance of physical fitness for playing Carrom has been largely neglected as well. To speak about both of that, we're looking for somebody who can speak about both the physical fitness as well as the sports psychology and mental preparation angle for it. For that, we invited our special guest, Mr. Brad Medeiros, who is a renowned CrossFit coach and athlete. Brad, please come on stage. So a little bit about Brad before I hand over the mic to him. Brad, please apologize if I get something wrong. He holds a black belt in Krav Maga, Kenpo, Osinsu, and Taekwondo. So in short, I shouldn't mess with you. Okay. So Brad has fought for national kickboxing titles, and his fights are being televised on ESPN. Right? And Brad has been actively coaching and participating in martial arts and fitness for over 30 years. And he's the co-owner of One World Self-Defense and Fitness right here in the Bay Area. Thank you so much for joining us, Brad. If you can give us a few tips on how to mentally prepare for the big day and how to not neglect the physical aspect of a perceived or a so-called sedentary game. That'd be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for having me here today, guys. Pretty hard to follow that group as a trainer and fighter.
Please maintain silence. Please maintain silence, everyone.
Not on the board, guys.
Thank you so much. Not on the board.
Hey guys, just a few more minutes. Can you please come
Please
here,
get
please?
it forward.
Thank you.
My training almost always began with music. I love music, and so to help me get motivated for my training, I always put on music before I started. Not so much while I was training itself, but always preparing for the fight or for all my training. I always put music in. Something that was very motivational. It's really hard to follow that, to try to motivate you guys to elevate your game. But I have been training martial arts since 1974. It's been a major part of my life, and the mental and the physical discipline of both is huge. All of you and myself are all fighting in a square arena today, right?
Yeah.
Mine was a boxing ring. We have the Carrom table, right? You have corners, I have corners. I'm trying to fight and try to put my opponent into the corners. You're trying to put your own coins into your corners. But the mental aspect of it is equally as important as the physical. I'm gonna go to the physical part first. Training is huge. Working muscle memory, the flick of your finger, for me, being accurate and placing the striker to the right point of the coin to direct it into the corners. For me, is very similar to throwing a kick or a punch to a certain area. I don't throw the kick or punch just randomly. I focus on a spot, I try to hit that spot. I hit it repeatedly until something changes to my opponent. You guys will move your striker, you will defend and attack both at the same time. That part of it is huge. So I think the striking with the finger, striking with my hand or my foot is very, very, very similar. The mental part of it, though, is I think equally as important. You have to visualize what you are doing. Short story, there was a running coach for a high school team in New Mexico, the Navajo Nation. And he would always tell his athletes, visualize finishing the race strong, finish strong. This team always finished in second or third in the state, never first. We realized that what he was saying was wrong. He didn't tell them to visualize winning the race. You have to visualize the coin going into the corner. Every time I take a shot, I visualize what's going to be happening if I do this. For me, it was the same thing when I trained. I worked really hard with that, but I also had a good coach. I think the coaching that you should try to bring to the Bay Area for the kids to grow up with is huge. Most of you probably did not learn completely by yourself. You probably had a mentor of some sort. I had some really good mentors coming up in the martial arts, and when I got into the ring, everything changed. I had a sports med major that took me under his wing and taught me about physicality, mechanics, kinesiology. All of these things come into play when you use your body. I am not physically the strongest person in the ring when I fight, but I hit harder than everybody else because my training was better, my technique was better, and I understood why I did certain things with my body and mechanics. So that part of it is super huge. I had a bunch of things written down. So this internal and external components need to work together. For me, I look at Baydhund Performance, I met them today, and you can see the confidence in them when they walk through the room. It's not an arrogance, it's a confidence. You can see it. When I come into the ring, I'm very, very unemotional. I have a very straight face. I don't react to my opponent in any way. Even if I have a bad round, when I go back to my corner, I refocus. The first words out of my trainer's mouth is, breathe. So we have rounds, you guys have matches, you have a bad round or a bad match, you have to forget that. You have to move on to the next match. Prepare for yourself and get yourself ready to go. That part of it is huge. There was a famous football player, his name was Michael Strahan. He's in the Football Hall of Fame. And he was a very fiery guy. Every game, he would go to every single player in the locker room and try to fire them up. He was, ah! But there was only one player that would not react to him. And he was very stoic in everything that he did. And that was the quarterback. And he was like, I don't know what I can do to fire this guy up. But he came into the game, he played amazing every single time. And what he realized was, you do not need to be externally excited to be internally combustible. I remember this line. He gave this line at his speech at the Hall of Fame, and I wrote that down immediately. I was like, I love that. I think that's really important. And I feel the same way about myself when I fight. Everything is very internal. You guys need to focus. You make a mistake, it's okay. Move on to the next play. You need to figure out what you need to do. Now it's time for you guys to put all your skills together and put it out on the table, right? I'm gonna give you one last bit of advice. This is for my mother. When I would fight, she would never tell me, good luck, Brad. And I'd look at her and she goes, I'm gonna tell you good skills. So I wish you all good skills today. Thank you very much.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Brad. I'm going to apply every one of those tips in my games today. I'll need every one of them. Thank you, guys. So we're about to wrap up, but just we'll move on to a few last housekeeping stuff, logistics for the tournament. First up, the organizing team. Can you guys please raise your hand? Anybody wearing this blue color T-shirt is part of the organizing team. You will see them all over the hall. They are playing as well, and some of them are volunteering. You can easily recognize them by this blue T-shirt. Okay, if you have any questions, kindly approach any one of them. Secondly, the tournament officials. Nani Subbarao, can you please come up on the stage? He's going to be our tournament director. I'm going to give him the mic in just a minute. But please, he's not playing, is doing the selfless act of directing the tournament and being on the software behind the laptop. making sure that we all have a great tournament. Okay, so Nani is going to be the tournament director, and let me introduce our referees for the tournament. The chief referee is going to be Mr. Arun Arora. Arun sir, can you please come up here? So he needs no introduction. He has been refereeing for a very, very long time. He's going to be our chief referee, and he's going to be supported by our panel of referees. Atul Bave, Atul, everybody knows Atul, he's the ex-US president, and he's somewhere in the room. I think he was busy dancing for the dole. Atul's going to be our second referee. Thank you, Atul. And Hari Venkatesan is here. Hari from Virginia, he's our other referee. And of course, Sam. Sam is going to be our fourth and final referee. Sam Maliseti. Okay? And as Nani will cover soon, everybody in this room, all the teams are going to be divided into 4 different groups. You guys can see the A, B, C, and D on the walls. And we are going to assign 1 referee for each group, right? That way, if you have any questions, you can primarily approach the referee that is assigned to your quadrant, okay? Before you have to take it to the chief referee or something. Just to make some of the logistics easy. Okay, with that, I'm going to hand over the mic to Nani to just say a few last words about the tournament logistics, what today's day will look like, what are some of the do's and don'ts, things like that. Thank you, Nani.
Thanks, Bala. Okay, guys. Hello.
Hello.
Please stop playing for 2 seconds. Welcome. Welcome. For those of you who have heard my voice in 2019, welcome back. For those of you who are hearing my voice for the first time, welcome. I'm going to be your tournament director. Essentially, what I'm going to do is facilitate you playing as much as you can. That said, let's start with the basic logistics of the venue. Guys, I still hear people playing, and you miss one, you miss this, please don't complain later. The tournament decision completely resides with me. So, listen to these few things for the first 5 minutes. After that, the board is yours. Okay? Number 1, the venue. So the venue is a non-smoking facility, it's all common sense, nobody's going to smoke here, there's no eating and drinking in the tournament hall. So whoever has got these water bottles over there, please make sure you throw it away. No eating and drinking at the tables inside the tournament hall. Okay? The whole day is essentially going to be starting with 3 rounds of Swiss rolling, right? SRR, 3 rounds, it's going to happen. And after that, we're going to break for lunch. And once we come back, we're going to follow it up with 2 more rounds of Parthasarthy. Now, there are 4 groups. You already know your groupings, A, B, C, and D. There is going to be 4 tables where you have to come back and send in your score sheets. We'll talk about the score sheets a little bit later. Now, when we start, the most important thing is our brethren is pretty much known for stretching time. It's Indian stretchable time, not IST, a standard time. We want to change that. We have done it in the past, now we're going to do it again. When the tournament starts, when we say games can start, your game starts, you can start it. But 40 minutes after that, there is going to be an announcement that says 40 minutes is up. You're going to see the timing on the display over here. And when you see the display, that is going to count down from 47, 48 minutes. I'll get into what that particular thing means. So each round is of 45 minutes. Yeah. 40 minutes. So each round is 45 minutes. At 40 minutes, you are going to be hearing no more boards, which essentially means you cannot start a fresh board. So you need to close that particular board, and then after 5 more minutes, you are going to stop playing completely. If there is a tie, then we are going to go into what is called a tiebreaker round. The details of the tiebreaker round, I will share. Okay.
Hey guys, this is an important part. This is a change from the usual way we do tiebreakers in USCA. Just want to make sure that we're all clear.
Please pay attention
Please pay attention to this, guys.
to this.
After 8 boards or 45 minutes or whenever we say end of round, the clock runs out and it's a tie between the two teams. Usually we play an extra full round, a full board of tiebreaker. This time we're not going to play a full tiebreaker round. We're just going to do a center cut shootout. Okay? So we've already published the details on the format document, but at a super summary of it. Nani, do you want to go through the summary of what happened? Okay.
Okay. When your tiebreaker starts, essentially you're going to have a coin toss. You're going to decide who is going to go. The winner decides either to play or let the opponent play first. It's going to be 3 center cuts. 3 center cuts essentially means you pocket the coin to the top left or to the top right corner on the first cut, not on a reverse rebound. You cannot double it. You cannot pocket it to your left or to the right. It's a center cut. It has to go either to the top left or to the top right. After 3, then, so here it is doubles today, tomorrow it's going to be singles. As far as the doubles go, the winner of the toss chooses to say whether the opponent plays first or they are going to play first. If the opponent decides to play, whoever gets to play can choose of the 2 of the team members. They choose who plays. With me?
No, it's a total of 3 center cuts per team, right? So basically, one player in each team will take 2 shots, and the other player will do 2 plus 1 in each team, right? So 3 versus 3 for 2 teams. And the basic idea is you win the toss only decides, does your team want to play first or do you want to let the opponent team take the first chance? But the sequence doesn't matter, each team decides who's going to play 2 of the 3 strokes. Got it? And if it is still a tie, after that, there's a sudden death, which we will explain when it comes to it. Reach out to the referee or Nani and we can clarify. For now, let's just go with the basic information. It's a penalty shootout, do a coin toss, and choose whether you want to go first or you want to let the opponents go first. And it's per player, minimum 1, maximum 2. Okay, 2 plus 1.
That's it, guys. All the cell phones, could you please mute them? Put them in silent mode so that you don't disturb. During the play, we do not want to have any noise. Right?
One last thing, guys. Thank you, Nani.
Okay. Logistics. For the lunch, look for volunteers outside and they will guide you to where you need to go for lunch. Okay?
One last call. Yeah, we'll cover that during lunch. Okay. One last thing, guys. We've said this multiple times. If you have not gotten your strikers weighed, please go outside to the striker weighing station while the tournament director and our other volunteers are getting the matchups ready, and they will be announcing them shortly. But meanwhile, please get your strikers validated and checked if you haven't done so already. Thank you.
Thank you, Nani.
Huge round of applause, guys, to Nani, our tournament director.
Thank you so much, Nani. Really appreciate it for your service.
It takes, as a player in Carrom, I can attest to this, it takes a lot of dedication to say, I am not playing and I am going to be the director of this tournament, even though we love Carrom. So that's a huge round of applause, Nani. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nani. So that's it, guys. Give us a few minutes to get ready for announcing the matchups for round 1. And once again, Nani and Naveen, they will announce additional details regarding that.
I forgot about the score sheets. So the score.
We'll clarify when we announce the matchups. There'll be other small announcements throughout the day, but we've covered the most important. So that's it, guys. Just please warm up and wait for the matchups. Okay? Thanks once again.
Thank you, Bala.
Folks, I just want to make sure on the roll call, we are house full here, guys. We are very close to house full. I want to make sure that Hitesh Panchal is not here in the audience. I want to make sure that Amit Vaishyampayan is not here. Good. Nikhil Damle, you will be pairing with Kaushik. Kaushik, sorry, you will be pairing with Amit from Texas. Shibu? Shibu? With Amit from Texas. And Venugopal will partner with Kaushik. Under the name of Hitesh. Alright, can I have Amit from Texas? Nitin, are you here? Where is Amit? Amit from Texas. I know, but I need Amit right here, please. Rahul, you will continue to play. Rahul Tekalo, you will continue to play with Nitin. Nitin Kumar, I'm behind you, Rahul. I'm behind you. Yes, Amit. Is Amit here? Amit from Texas. I need Amit from Texas to meet his partner, Nikhil. Nikhil, that's Amit. For today, Amit, you will be playing under the disguise of Amit V, who's not here. The first names match, the last names may not. Okay? Alright. Do we have anybody else who is a pair, is able to play, and needs to be added in? Do we have one more team? I cannot take individuals because we are full. You have one more full team. Do we have one more full team? One last call for anybody else who wants to play. Once more, guys, if your strikers do not have the weighing and certification, you cannot play. This tournament, you cannot play if you are a striker that is not weighed and certified. To do so, please go to Madhu on the registration desk right now. Please do so right now. Show of hands that have certified their strikers. Show of hands that have certified their strikers. Some people still haven't. Kalyan, show of hands who have certified your strikers. Okay, the opponent, please make sure that the strikers are indeed certified before you play. Okay guys, we have 4 groups. We will be starting the matchups in exactly 5 minutes. Exactly 5 minutes. If you need to get a bio break or, just to chill out and stretch, please do so now. We will start in 5 minutes. Group A will be towards the stage to my far right. Group A, the letter A. Please draw your attention. Whoever is Group A is far to my right. Group B is right beside these tables right here. When you go to the lampshade, those will have the group as well as the numbers on the boards. Group C, you can congregate here. Please move around and make sure you are in the general area of your group right now. That will help us with the logistics. Please move over to the general area of your group. If you are in Group A, please settle down in Group A. If you are in Group B, so and so. Group B is to my far left. Please do so that it helps us with the logistics. We'll get started in 5 minutes. Both C and D have 7 so only group A has one short. They will get a buy. No? Group B. Guys, this will only display, every monitor will only display matchups and standings for that specific group. If you're coming here, you are in group B. That monitor and that table right there, beside me here on my left, is for group C. These are volunteers, they will disperse across all of the tables. Huge round of applause to these volunteers that are here for high school kids. They all deserve a lot of warming applause here to help us conduct this tournament. Thank you so much. Group A, the monitor is right here to my right. So everybody who has to watch matchups, results, standings will be on there. Group B will be right there beside the stage. There will be only one clock timer for all groups because we start and stop at the same time. We will not be doing individual clocks. There is a bit of logistics for the first time that we are actually doing a 4-group setup. So please bear with us here. We will get started shortly.